For years people have told me, "Doctor, I stopped eating cheese. It's full of fat and salt." And I usually smile because I understand. That's what our generation was taught for decades. Cheese was labeled a guilty pleasure, something you only eat when you want to treat yourself. But modern science tells a very different and much more interesting story. Cheese, when you choose the right kind, is actually a goldmine of nutrition for people over 60. Every small piece is packed with pure protein, leucine, an amino acid that helps trigger muscle building, and calcium to keep your bones strong. What's remarkable is that these nutrients come in forms your aging body can absorb easily, gently, but effectively. Picture this. In the small Mediterranean villages where people live healthy, active lives well into their 90s, still walking to the market, still cooking for themselves, cheese is never forbidden. They eat it every day, but with joy, not guilt. A slice of cheese with a few olives, a small glass of wine. That's how they nourish both body and spirit, not fight against them. So maybe cheese isn't the enemy we once thought it was. Maybe what needs to change isn't the food, but the way we see it. When we learn to eat with understanding, the right kind, the right amount, at the right time, cheese can become a loyal friend, helping us hold on to strength and confidence, even at an age when most people think it's too late. I want you to picture this. It's late at night, the city is quiet, and while you drift into sleep, your body is still hard at work. Inside every muscle fiber, millions of tiny cells are patching up the micro tears from your day, repairing, rebuilding, restoring your strength. But just like a team of night shift workers, they need materials to get the job done, and that material is protein. That's where cottage cheese steps in, like a loyal night watchman. Most people overlook this humble cheese because, well, it's not fancy or glamorous. But behind that plain appearance lies a secret that nutrition researchers truly admire. Cottage cheese is rich in casein protein, a slow-digesting protein that feeds your body for hours while you sleep. I once had a patient named Martha, 71 years old. She told me that even though she practiced yoga every day, she woke up tired and weaker each morning. When I asked what she ate for dinner, she said, "Just a little vegetable soup and tea. I don't eat at night. I'm afraid of gaining weight." I smiled and told her, "That's exactly when your body is starving for fuel to recover." So we tried adding just half a cup of cottage cheese before bed. 6 weeks later, she came back and said, "I don't know what changed, but every morning now I feel stronger." And there's real science behind that. When you eat cottage cheese at night, the casein works like a slow-release muscle vitamin. It steadily delivers amino acids into your bloodstream for 6 to 8 hours, helping your body rebuild what was lost, instead of letting it fade away. But what I love most about cottage cheese isn't just the biology, it's the kindness of it. It's soft, gentle, easy to digest, perfect for older adults who struggle with heavy meals. You can mix it with berries, sprinkle a little cinnamon, or pair it with veggies. Simple, modest, but if you make it a habit, it becomes a quiet gift. A gift of recovery, of waking up each morning feeling alive again. Have you ever noticed how sometimes the smallest things carry the greatest power? Take Parmesan cheese, for example. Just a tiny piece, the size of your fingertip, can hold more protein than an entire egg. I still remember the first time I mentioned that in a consultation. One of my patients laughed and said, "Doctor, that cheese is expensive. It better do something magical." And I smiled and told her, "It does. It's small, it's pricey, but it's worth every bite." Parmesan is one of the most nutrient-dense cheeses in the world. Just 100 grams of it contains nearly 40 grams of protein. And here's what's fascinating. Because it's aged for so long, most of that protein has already been naturally broken down. In other words, when you eat Parmesan, your body hardly has to work to digest it. It's like sending pure energy straight to your cells. I once met a patient named Lawrence, 74 years old, a true food lover who'd stopped eating dairy because it made him feel bloated. When I found out he missed the taste of Parmesan, I told him, "Just sprinkle a little on your eggs or steamed veggies each day." 3 months later, he came back to me and said, "Doc, my legs don't feel weak anymore. And the funny thing is, I've fallen back in love with food again. That didn't surprise me at all. Parmesan has almost no lactose because during the aging process, the bacteria eat up all the milk sugars. What's left is the good stuff: protein, calcium, and that rich, savory, umami flavor that makes your meals taste better and helps you eat enough to stay strong. Here's another bonus. Parmesan actually helps your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K, the ones found in vegetables. So when you sprinkle a little Parmesan on your greens, you're not just adding flavor, you're helping your body unlock more of what nature packed inside. I always tell my older patients, don't just eat to feel full, eat to feel strong. And sometimes it doesn't take much. Just a small piece of cheese every day can make a big difference. You don't need a lot, just consistency. A little Parmesan each day is like a gentle reminder that your body can still grow stronger, no matter your age, as long as you keep feeding it the right way. I want you to picture this. Your body is like a house constantly under repair. Every day, millions of muscle cells wear down just a little, from walking, gardening, or simply because time keeps moving. When those tiny cracks appear, your body needs materials to patch them up right away. And in the world of cheese, ricotta is the first responder. It shows up at the right time, in the right place, to help your body recover fast. Unlike most cheeses made from solid milk curds, ricotta comes from the leftover whey, that clear liquid left behind after other cheeses are made. For centuries, people thought of whey as waste, but modern nutrition science has proven the opposite. Whey is actually packed with some of the most powerful muscle-repairing proteins, absorbed much faster than any other type. Think of it this way. If cottage cheese is the steady bricklayer rebuilding your foundation overnight, then ricotta is the quick repairman who shows up right after the storm, bringing all the materials your muscles need to fix the damage. I remember one of my patients, Helen, 69 years old, a lovely woman who loved her morning walks in the garden. She told me, "Doctor, I can't even walk 20 minutes anymore. My legs shake. I feel drained." I suggested she add just a small serving of ricotta to her breakfast, about a quarter cup, spread on whole grain toast or with some fruit. 2 months later, she came back smiling, saying, "I'm walking for almost an hour now, and I'm not even tired." That wasn't a miracle. It was science at work. Ricotta is rich in whey protein, which your body absorbs almost instantly. Within 30 to 60 minutes, those amino acids are already in your bloodstream, ready to patch up your muscle fibers. It's also loaded with BCAAs, the special amino acids that directly trigger muscle growth, and it's naturally low in sodium, making it heart-friendly. I often tell my patients, if you move your body every day, walk, garden, stretch, ricotta is your perfect partner. Just imagine this, one small spoonful after your morning stroll, and your body is already starting its repair process while you're still sipping your tea. And the best part? It's delicious. Soft, lightly sweet, and endlessly versatile. You can mix it with honey, berries, veggies, or spread it on warm toast. It's not medicine, it's a pleasure. A simple, joyful way to eat well while taking care of your body at the same time. Think back to your morning. What did you have right after you woke up? A slice of toast? A cup of coffee? Or maybe just a glass of water to keep it light? Most older adults I talk to tell me, "I don't eat much breakfast. It's healthier that way." But the truth is, right after you wake up is the moment your body is begging for fuel, the time when it needs to be refueled the most. After 7 or 8 hours of sleep, your muscles are like a construction site that's just finished the night shift. All the work is done, but the supply room is empty. If you don't give your body protein in the morning, it starts taking building materials from your own muscles instead. That's why so many people over 60 lose strength even though they eat regularly. Not because they lack calories, but because their body is feeding on its own muscle, just to keep going. That's where cheese becomes a secret weapon. Just a small serving of cottage cheese with berries, a slice of toast with ricotta and honey, or a sprinkle of Parmesan on your eggs can give you 25 to 30 grams of protein. Exactly the amount researchers say helps trigger muscle building in older adults. I had a patient named Benjamin, 75 years old, a very disciplined man. His breakfasts were always oatmeal and fruit. When I suggested adding a quarter cup of ricotta, he hesitated. "You want me to eat cheese in the morning, Doc?" 3 months later, he came back grinning. "Now I walk faster than my dog. He's the one waiting for me." There's solid science behind that smile. The body can only use about 25 to 30 grams of protein at a time for muscle growth. If you eat most of it at dinner, a lot goes to waste. That's why spreading your protein evenly, morning, noon, and night, is the smartest way to keep your muscles strong. I like to think of the body as a garden. You can't let the soil dry out all day and then dump a bucket of water at night. The roots can't absorb it. Your muscles work the same way. They need steady, consistent nourishment. And cheese, with its high-quality protein and easy digestion, is the perfect watering can for that garden. So if you ask me, when's the best time to eat cheese? My answer is simple. When your body needs care the most, in the morning, and after any kind of movement. A small serving each day might not seem like much, but over time, it can make a bigger difference than you ever imagined. I know that when I mention the word exercise, many people sigh and say, "Doctor, at my age, I just don't have the strength for that anymore." And I get it. I'm 60 myself and I know exactly how that feels. But the kind of movement I'm talking about isn't about gyms or heavy weights. It's the small, gentle, consistent movements, the kind your body truly needs to hold on to its strength. I always tell my patients, protein is the material, but movement is the signal. If you only eat and never move, your body won't recognize that it needs to use that protein to build muscle. But if you take a short walk, do some gardening, or even just stand up and sit down 10 times in the morning, your body gets the message. Hey, I still need these muscles. Keep them strong. I had a patient named Harold, 78 years old, who was so afraid of falling that he barely left his house. We started slow, just 5 times standing up from a chair each morning. That's it. Then he'd eat a small bowl of cottage cheese with berries afterward. 3 months later, he told me, "I still walk slowly, but I'm not afraid anymore. My legs feel steadier, and I feel like I have control of my body again." That's the beautiful equation between nutrition and movement. 1 plus 1 equals 3. When you eat protein, like from cheese, and follow it with gentle activity, your body reacts as if it's young again. Muscle cells turn on their rebuilding signals, hold on to amino acids longer, and repair themselves faster. Even 15 minutes of walking around the house, or 10 minutes with a simple resistance band, multiplies the benefits of the protein you eat. Science calls it a synergistic effect. But I like to say it more simply. Your body just needs to be reminded that it's still alive. Every time you move, you're sending that message. And when that message comes with the right nutrition, rich in protein and leucine, your body responds with strength, balance, and confidence you may have thought were gone. So don't think you have to start with something big. Start with something small. Stand up, walk a little farther, stretch before breakfast. Then reward your body with a little cheese. Do that day after day, and you'll notice something beautiful. You're not just getting stronger, you're truly living inside your body again, not just existing in it. When I talk to my older patients, the question I hear most often is, "Doctor, how much protein do I actually need each day to feel strong again?" And I always tell them, enough for your body to remember that it can still be powerful. After 60, our bodies just don't respond to protein the way they used to. When you were 30, a small meal was enough to trigger muscle repair. But by 70, your muscles need a stronger signal. More protein, more consistently, and of better quality. Research shows that older adults need about 1 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. So, if you weigh around 70 kilograms, that's roughly 155 pounds. You should aim for 70 to 85 grams of protein daily, spread evenly across 3 meals. Now, that number might sound high at first, but you'd be surprised how easy it is to reach it if you have the right ally, cheese. Just half a cup of cottage cheese gives you about 14 grams of protein. Add a quarter cup of ricotta, That's another 7 grams. Sprinkle 2 tablespoons of Parmesan over your veggies or eggs. Another 6 grams. In just a few small servings, you've hit nearly 30 grams, the perfect amount to flip your body's muscle rebuilding switch. I remember Mrs. Nancy, 82 years old, graceful, and always ate like a bird. When I told her she needed more protein, she laughed and said, "Oh, doctor, at my age I can't eat all that meat anymore." So instead, we used cheese. Ricotta for breakfast, Parmesan at lunch, and cottage cheese before bed. 3 months later, she said something I'll never forget. "I'm still me, but now I feel steady when I step off the porch." That sentence meant more to me than any lab result ever could. I often tell my patients to think of cheese as their daily strength savings account. You don't need to deposit a lot at once, just make small, consistent contributions. After a few weeks, you'll start to withdraw the rewards. Steadier steps, easier stairs, and the incredible feeling that your body still responds to you. And you know, at this stage of life, strength isn't just about muscle. It's about freedom. When you're strong enough to stand up on your own, open a door, or walk through your garden, you're living with dignity and joy. Every spoonful of cheese, every serving of protein you eat, it's not just nutrition. It's an act of self-respect and love for the body that's carried you this far. When it comes to cheese, there's one thing I always remind my patients. Good food is like a good friend, but even a good friend needs to be treated the right way. Cheese is a wonderful source of protein, but it also requires a little mindfulness, especially after 60, when our bodies become more sensitive to salt, lactose, and saturated fat. I once had a patient named Linda, 70 years old, who took her health seriously. After hearing me talk about the benefits of cheese, she got a little too excited. She started eating 2 or 3 big portions every day. A few weeks later, she came back feeling heavy, her blood pressure up, and her stomach uncomfortable. We looked at her diet together, and I said, "Linda, cheese can be medicine, but like any medicine, the dose matters." She switched to low-sodium, low-fat cheese and limited it to the amount I recommended. Within weeks, her body felt lighter, her blood pressure stabilized, and she kept all the strength benefits, without the bloating or discomfort. The key is simple. Choose the right kind for your body. If you have high blood pressure or heart issues, go for low-sodium cottage cheese. Same flavor, less salt. If you're lactose intolerant, use Parmesan. It's aged so long that most of the lactose is gone, and your stomach will thank you. If you're watching your cholesterol, enjoy cheese in moderation. In small portions, its fats are mostly neutral and easier to metabolize than most people think. For anyone with kidney concerns, I always say, talk to your doctor before increasing protein. Not because protein is bad, but because your body deserves a plan that fits your health. Here's something most people don't know. Naturally aged cheeses, like Parmesan or fresh ricotta, contain probiotics that support a healthy gut. And when your digestion is strong, your body absorbs protein more efficiently, and your energy stays steady. Many of my patients tell me that after adding just a small serving of cheese each day, they not only felt stronger, but also slept better, had less bloating, and fewer digestive issues. That's no coincidence. When the gut is happy, the whole body finds its rhythm again. I've always believed that aging doesn't require extremes. Not cutting everything out, but not overindulging either. It's about being selective, balanced, and kind to your body with awareness. A slice of low-sodium cheese, a small serving before bed. That's not just nutrition. It's a quiet conversation with your body saying, "I'm still listening. I still care for you." I often tell my patients, there's no miracle that happens overnight, but there are miracles that happen after 90 days. And those miracles don't come from pills or quick fixes. They come from small habits, repeated day after day. Eating right, moving gently, and giving your body enough time to remember how strong it truly is. I want you to imagine a simple plan. No pressure, no strict rules, just a gentle commitment to yourself for the next 90 days. In the morning, start with half a cup of cottage cheese and a few slices of fruit. That's the fuel to kickstart your muscle repair crew. At lunch, sprinkle a bit of Parmesan over your vegetables or soup. delicious and great for helping your body absorb more vitamins. And at night, before bed, a small serving of ricotta, just enough to keep your muscles rebuilding while you sleep. 3 small moments, repeated daily, and you've already built the foundation for real change. I remember a woman named Joanne, 76 years old, widowed, living alone in Oregon. She once told me, "I don't see any reason to change, Doc. Things are fine, for now." But when she started the 90-day plan, the first thing that changed wasn't her muscles. It was her confidence. After 4 weeks, she emailed me, "I'm walking faster in the garden now. I don't need to hold the railing anymore." By week 12, she wrote, "I just painted the backyard fence." By myself, I read that email and couldn't help but smile. That's the power of consistency. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It's made up of small choices, quietly repeated. Older bodies don't need perfection. They need reliability. The assurance that every day, you're still giving them what they need. During those 90 days, I want you to track more than just numbers. Pay attention to how you feel. Notice how it becomes easier to stand up, to walk farther, to sleep deeper. Write down the first time you carried the groceries without feeling tired, or the moment you realized you were smiling more often. Those little things. They're proof that your body is coming back to life. And by the end of 90 days, when you look back, you'll realize what you've built isn't just muscle. It's inner strength. It's the belief that no matter your age, you still deserve to feel strong, independent, and full of energy. So don't think of it as a 90-day program. Think of it as 90 days to restart your life, where every small bite of cheese, every slow, steady step is your way of saying, "I'm still here, and I can still be strong." There's one thing age has taught me very clearly. Real strength isn't in your muscles, it's in your choices. You can work out for hours, take every supplement on the shelf, but if your mind keeps whispering, "I'm old now, my time has passed," your body will listen. But if every morning you choose to get up, choose to feed your body something nourishing, choose to take a few extra steps, even just around the house, you're sending yourself a powerful message. I'm still living, not just existing. When we're young, strength comes naturally. Our bodies just do what they're supposed to without asking permission. But as we age, strength becomes a choice. You choose what to eat. You choose how to see your age. You choose whether to let each day pass quietly or to create one small change that matters. And those choices, over time, build the results. A healthier body, a brighter spirit, and a life that feels meaningful again. I once met an older gentleman named David, 84 years old. When I asked him his secret to staying healthy, he smiled and said, "I'm not trying to be young again, Doc. I'm just trying not to stop living." I'll never forget that, because it perfectly captures what I hope every patient understands. Age doesn't take your strength away, only inaction does. And cheese, simple as it sounds, is really just a symbol of something bigger. The act of caring for yourself through small, consistent choices. A serving of cottage cheese before bed isn't just protein. It's your way of saying, "I haven't given up." A sprinkle of Parmesan on your vegetables isn't just flavor. It's a spark of joy. A spoonful of ricotta in the morning isn't just nutrition. It's a reminder that you still have the power to choose what's good for you. I'm 60 years old, and every day I keep relearning this lesson. Strength doesn't come from youth. It comes from commitment to small, right habits, done with intention. You don't have to change your whole life in one day. Just make one better choice today. Start with breakfast. Start with one step. Start with one deeper breath. And soon, you'll realize that aging doesn't make you weaker. It gives you the chance to live more consciously, more deeply, and to truly appreciate your body and every moment you still have. That, my friend, is real strength. The strength of someone who knows how to love themselves the right way. I want you to pause for a moment, just a few seconds, and take a deep breath. Do you hear your heartbeat? That sound is proof that your body is still trying, still working, still wanting you to live well, no matter how old you are. If you've made it this far, I want to tell you something. I'm truly proud of you. Not because you listen to me talk about cheese or protein or leucine, but because you're still learning, still curious about how to live stronger, healthier, and better. At any age, simply caring about your own health is already an act of courage. Aging isn't the end of strength. It's an opportunity to learn how to care for yourself in a deeper, wiser, more meaningful way. Start small. Maybe it's a little cheese in the morning, a glass of warm water when you wake up, or a quiet walk around your garden. Don't rush. Just be consistent. Every small step you take today is a promise to your body that says, I'm still here and I still want to live fully. If this message touched you, leave me a comment below. Tell me where you're starting from, or which kind of cheese you love the most. Who knows? Your story might be the inspiration someone else needs to take their first step. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, not just to support this channel, but to remind yourself that this journey to rebuild strength belongs to all of us. Those who still believe that, at any age, the body can come alive again if it's treated with love and care. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for choosing to care for yourself today. I'm Dr. Richard, 60 years old, and if I could leave you with just one message, it would be this: be strong, be kind to your body, and never, ever believe it's too late to begin again.